Hey friends, I'm Jennifer LaGuardia, your life coach, always here to be your encouraging voice. So I can totally laugh at myself. I have this quirk. I have to plan everything. Like I'm the plan queen. I even plan when I'm going to be spontaneous, okay? It's so bad, but it's probably the coach in me. My life revolves around planning how to achieve goals. Well, you might have heard this kind of funny saying, you want to make God laugh? Tell him your plans. Okay, now I completely believe if you have a dream that has taken up full residency in your heart, it's there for a reason. And it could very well end up being fulfilled exactly as you see it. It could. But it's been in my personal experience that your dream could end up manifesting completely different than you thought, but even greater than you originally planned for. So I got to backtrack for a quick second and share with you, when I was in high school, an inspirational speaker came and spoke and had the most profound impact on me. So much so I never forgot him. The impact he had on me was not only about the message he gave, but how he inspired all of us in the room that day with how passionate he was. You could totally tell that he was living that message he gave as his true, authentic self. He was on a mission, living with purpose, and the energy that emanated from him was contagious. Since I was a kid, I've always felt this deep pull to want to uplift people who felt like they had no hope. And I was extremely sensitive to people's pain. And though it was sometimes a challenge to separate myself from other people's feelings, being the empath personality that I am, it was something that brought me so much joy, helping someone to find hope again. But I would have never entertained doing what this speaker did because I was super insecure about my speaking voice. I never liked hearing my own voice, not even on voicemail. I never liked speaking up in groups. In school, I was perfectly content sitting in the back of the classroom, not contributing to any group discussions whatsoever. I was just super insecure in general, unless I was portraying a character on stage. My all-consuming dream was to become a competitive ballroom dancer. I lived for that dream. Another story for another video. But something in my heart ever since that day pulled at me for years. There was more I was meant to do, and ballroom dance was just a very special part of that journey along the way. I wanted to ignore that voice, but circumstances were such that I had to let go of that dream. Fast forward, the end of that era began another as a competitive bodybuilder. Truly one of the most impactful, life-changing, amazing experiences on so many levels. Even though I did not win a pro card, it was worth everything it took to compete on stage for almost a decade. But that whole time, I could still hear that voice in my heart. Bodybuilding was yet again just another special part of the journey, but there was something else I was supposed to do that tied into another plan. One of life's greatest challenges, I think, is letting go. Believing one of two things will happen. Either it's divinely aligned with your life. If it is, it's yours, and nothing can take that away from you. But if it's not in divine alignment, space is being created for what is, something infinitely better than you could have ever imagined possible. This is true of both dreams and relationships. But letting go of what you think is the perfect plan to allow space for what you can't yet see and just trust that inner voice inside it's terrifying. But it's been my experience that God will just sometimes allow doors to shut when it feels impossible to let go. Sometimes God will allow storms to just barrel through your life to clear a path for that greater something to come into your life. Friends, when your plans are not working the way you anticipated and you honestly have no idea what better plan could possibly evolve, I cannot encourage you enough There is an extraordinarily special purpose connected to your life and the stuff you're going through, all the details that don't make sense, especially having to let go of something you cannot comprehend living without. God cherishes you and values you so much. He will cause the higher plan to replace what you thought was perfect and fulfill purpose that not only blesses your life, but serves as a powerful inspiration to someone else. To be completely transparent with you, I've hit some serious all-time lows in my life. I wondered if I'd ever experience a win in my life. My story was feeling like a series of failures and heartbreaks, and I was getting so clouded up in my head, depressed, I couldn't see the purpose to any of it. But out of that really dark place, some refer to that place as dark night of the soul, that voice in my heart I was telling you about earlier became perfectly clear. It resonated this truth in my heart and illuminated light I hadn't seen in a really long time. You walk through what you're called to. I promise you, friends, my journey was worth everything it took to lead me here with you at this moment in time to speak into your life. Yes, the girl who couldn't wrap her mind around speaking as a life calling. If you are walking through a dark place, experiencing failure after failure and heartbreak, having to constantly let go of things that mattered so much, you just can't understand why. Nothing is in vain. There are no random coincidences. God is orchestrating all the details of your life to fulfill a magnificent purpose, something so precious and significant the world you are called to impact and reach is in need of. Someone is needing what you have to offer, and what you have to offer is probably more impactful than you even realize. You are a champion in the making, and your story will become the inspiration to another person's life. Don't give up. I love you guys so much. As always, I hope to be an encouraging voice along your journey. So please follow me on Instagram or subscribe to my YouTube channel or visit my podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, or Amazon Music, Awakening Hope with Jennifer LaGuardia. God infinitely bless you all and all those you hold close to your heart.